This is the MUCAR 682, and this little thing is supposed to do quite a bit more than your normal OBD scanner. We are talking full system diagnostic, live data, service and maintenance functions, and to be honest, the one that I'm much more interested in is the bidirectional control, which basically means like I can control some certain aspect of this car right from this. THINKCAR actually sent this to me, and I'm going to share my genuine experience with it. I've actually been wanting something a bit more capable than a basic code reader, because once you start working on like different cars and you know there's a fault somewhere, it's not just enough for you to know that there's a fault. You need to be able to like dig deep down. So in today's video, we're going to see how deep this MUCAR 682 can actually go, and then try out some of its advanced features, see if it's actually worth it for a DIY mechanic. Starting with the actual device is a standalone scanner, so there's no Bluetooth dongle to actually mess with. We've got a 6.2-inch touchscreen, but interestingly, they've kept the physical controls on the side as well. It also works on a wide range of cars, has more than 20 reset and maintenance functions, and lifetime software updates without actually needing a subscription package. There's also an AI diagnostic feature built into it, which we'll have a look at later. So first thing I'm going to try is the auto search menu, and let's just see what that does basically. Now let's do a full search and see what actually comes up on my Clio. Just one fault code. Let's see. 1 second for it to load up. It's literally just telling me like every single thing I would need to know about that. It's even giving me like repair guide. Now that's mad. As you can see, it's basically like just broken down the code and like giving me like a repair guide or how I can go ahead and repair this, which I feel like this is so useful. That's mad. It's even telling me what to test, and you can also literally from here you can still Google search it. Rather than just reading faults that has been stored in memory, let's see what the ECU is actually saying in real time and how it's talking to different sensors, and let's see, let's just see what the live data is like. Let's see. There's an absolutely ridiculous amount of data available here, so I'm not going to go through all of it, but something like this becomes genuinely useful when you're diagnosing a problem, because you can actually watch the sensor values whilst the engine is running, and it's also got like graph modes, I think. And not only can you actually just see this graph, you can actually compare with some other graphs. Say for example, engine speed, put this together, blah, blah, see what it is. See, like, so you can literally see different, different sensors and different things all working together at the same time. So that's quite useful if you have like a problem that you're trying to diagnose. But yeah, that's enough talking about live data. Whilst on this whole topic of live data, there's one thing I've always wanted to check on my Audi, considering it's a high mileage car. This car right now has got 144k miles. Even though it's not giving me any signs, I don't know what the timing chain situation is on this car. I don't know how else to check, but apparently you can check with a proper diag. And now that I have a proper diag, I think it just makes sense for me to check. So basically, yeah, I want to see if I can actually get to the camshaft adaptation values from this MUCAR, and it would be so nice to actually see that, because for me, when it comes to live data, yeah, it's all nice, having a device that can read live data and all that, but live data is useless if you're not actually diagnosing something. Let's see what's going there, and then, it would be so nice to actually see. Unfortunately, I can't actually see that. I've checked, I've searched for so many minutes now, I can't find that. So basically what I'm looking for is like camshaft adaptation value, but I've searched for camshafts. I can't see anything that actually is close to that. This is not what I'm looking for. This is a different value. What I'm looking for is adaptation, not adjustment. And I've searched for adaptation as well. Let's just search for adapt. And anything with camshafts, I can't seem to see anything. I mean, I thought I would be able to, but yeah, I just can't. There's nothing here that's, yeah. Maybe I need like VCDS or OBDII or something like that, but yeah. So that's a bummer. I genuinely thought I'd be able to like see like the camshaft adaptation value on this, but I can't. That moves us to the next thing. I think the next thing that I actually want to try out again as well is the bidirectional controls. Like I said, you can control some certain aspects of your car right from the scanner itself. So under the engine ECU, these are all like the things I can actually test out I'm not going to touch anything that I don't know about just for a test. So I'm not going to do this. Let's move on. Let's go away from here first. I think maybe if we can try like some electronics, possibly. Central electronic. Okay. So we can actually try out some of all of this just to see. Let's see windshield will pop on. Let's say status not running. Let's try, because this is gonna give us a straight one. If it's gonna work straight or not, we'll know. Let me see. Let's try that. Let's click on start. That's crazy. Stop. Fairs. Cool. In terms of diagnosing issues, that goes a long way, because then you can test the parts directly before ordering a new part, just to, further on narrow down where the problem is coming from. But that's good. Let me try something else again as well. I want to try the horn. So control circuit for horn, press OK. Okay. That's crazy. Stop. Yeah, that's cool. Start again. Let's start again. Press next. I think that's the most fun thing I've done with this Diag so far. I'm not going to try anything else again, but it's good to know that if you are, second guessing, say for example, like a part or whatnot, you can directly just come and try and see if you can, try it out from here, see if the part works before you go ahead and spend money on replacing parts that actually work and maybe something else, yeah, so that's good. That's actually good. That's really, really good. So not only can this bad boy do like diagnostics and check for live data and all that stuff, you can also still do some maintenance functions such as, battery matching, oil reset, whatever, all maintenance functions. There's quite a lot here that are actually supported. You've actually got, let me show you, diagnostic software for so many cars. Supports so many cars. As you can see, everywhere good, everywhere full, like. So for the MUCAR, I've just realized you can actually use it without being connected to the car. Basically, you slide down, click on this, blah, blah, blah. It comes up with this pop-up icon, and you can search a code or just talk to the AI assistant, basically, with any code you've got. So let me see, I've searched one out already, and it's just giving me that option saying blah, 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 blah. And basically, it comes up with everything that it thinks you need to know about the code, the circuit system inspection, the test, component test, maintenance guide, even a reference video. Basically, it just searches it on YouTube for you, but still, basically just breaks down the code and tells you what you need to do just to try and diagnose the issue. Component test, maintenance guides, everything. I think I've pretty much covered almost everything that this Diag does. Of course, this is just relative to me. There's way more things that it does that I cannot even do yet. I don't have that skills, but just for what it does for me, I think it's all good. But still, that doesn't mean it's all perfect. There are still some things that I personally do not like about it. First things first that I've noticed is that it's kind of slow on all these. It's slow on my A4, it was slow on a Q3 I tried it with as well. But it's actually very fast on the Clio. In less than maybe 1 minute, it literally got all the fault codes and everything out of the Clio. I don't know, maybe because it's a smaller car and it doesn't have all that much sensors and things to go through. On the Audi, it literally took about, say, maybe 16 minutes one time. It took about 12 minutes one other time to really go through the whole car and then come up with all the fault codes and everything. So yeah, that's what I've just noticed. You see, now I've had to place this on the steering wheel and all that. I think it would be nice if you had like a hook or something you can just just to hold it onto, because it does get tiring sometimes to just hold it in your hands and stuff like that. It's chunky. I'm not gonna lie. If you've noticed, I did say it had some intelligent AI features, but it requires 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, and basically what that means is that I can't use the hotspot from my phone to power the Wi-Fi and to use the AI features. I can only use it, say for example, if I'm in like a garage. So I know this is probably a me thing, because say for example, if I had a garage or something like that, I'd probably not even experience this because I'd be under the roof with the Wi-Fi. But I'm walking outside, I'm walking in my driveway, I don't have access to my Wi-Fi. The only access to internet connectivity I have is my phone, and it won't connect to my phone because my phone doesn't have that what do you call that band, 2.4 GHz band. It would only connect to a 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi. So basically you have to split your Wi-Fi first before this will actually connect to it. So it's annoying, but again, like I said, this is probably, I'm just being honest, it's probably like a meeting, but then I'm reviewing this because I probably would be using this a lot. And it's just, yeah, that's just one thing that really I don't like about that. After discussing everything, you know, seeing the features, seeing everything, I think is a no-brainer to have. So my final verdict is, would I buy this? 100% yes. It's a standalone device. It works really, really well. It actually makes much more sense, especially if you're working on not just one car, because unlike some Diags that only works with one particular brand, this works across several cars. Talked about the bidirectional testing, bidirectional controls. I've talked about the live data. Some of the things just they bust my head, like the repair guides, the symptoms, how to check it out. If you're, you know, yeah, this is more like a, before you actually ring any mechanic, you can actually see exactly what it's saying for you to try, and you can try this out, you know, if you're hands-on like me. The maintenance function as well. You don't know how crazy it is when you have to replace brakes on a car that has electronic parking brakes and you can access, you know, or put that into service mode. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, anyways, link for the Diag is going to be in the description below, and if you use my code brother, you can actually get 10% off your purchase if you're getting this from THINKCAR. So yeah, that's enough talking about Diagnostic scanner. I'm still going to be using this scanner regardless though. Every day on the channel you're going to see it, on the Clio, on the OBDII, so you're definitely going to see it. Yeah, this is not just a one-time thing. A little update, the last Clio video was crazy. You know, so many comments, so many support, so many everything. I'm just so happy. I want to say thank you so much to everyone who's liked, shared, subscribed. And you know, I've still got loads of stuff to do, and I'm cooking up something special that's gonna come up very, very soon. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.